Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 4. Yeah, this is up there in my top 10 favorite verses. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. And I'm going to repeat that. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all of my fears. How many of us in our times of trouble run to our best friend for advice or comfort or for the answers, or our parents or grandparents? How many of us seek counsel from professionals? There's many people in the world that run to like psychics and, palm readers and mediums because they just want to hear from loved ones and to find out if everything's okay. The only problem is the only one we should be running to for any and everything is God. The blessed are those friends and family members that when we go and seek them, they are our Christ. And so because Christ is in them, they tend to give you Christly wisdom. But we should always run to the Lord, for he hears our prayers. Even unanswered prayers are answered prayers. Sometimes we don't think that our prayers have been answered because it didn't happen right away. But we don't realize that that prayer didn't need to be answered to maybe 10 years later or 20 years later. See, God is on a different timing. Not only that, but there's a lot of things that we go through, and we go through them for a specific reason. And though we may not understand everything, God in this good book tells us that we're not to lean on our own understanding. So we shouldn't therefore neither seek the understanding of other beings. The only being that we should be seeking for all of our wisdom is God. This book, it will give you the answers to any and everything that you need. God talks to you when you read this word. He speaks to you. We just got to be patient enough to listen, silent enough to hear the voice. God is good, and he has a reason for any and everything, even the things that we don't think is fair, right? But we got to remember that God is a just God. And so all things when it comes to him is fair and just, righteous and holy. We don't see it, but God does. See, we can't see the beginning, the middle, or the end. All we can see what's going on is right here and right now. And we can't see beyond that. And we can't seem to understand even the past. But there is a good reason for any and all things that happen, even when it's something evil that happens in our life. And God don't make the evil of this world, but he does use the evil that happens to us and in this world for a very good reason. It will eventually benefit the kingdom of God. It will be for his glory. I know it's hard for us to understand, especially if it's our children that was taken away from us, why God would do such things. But we got to remember, they're with God. And though for selfish reasons we want them here with us, we got to remember that God had took them to a place where they can no longer feel no pain, no sorrow, no hurt, no nothing can happen to them. And we will get to see them one day. We just got to make sure that we stay close to God, obey his word. We got to make sure that we enter the kingdom of heaven so that we can join them one day. There's a lot of suffering and pain in this world, and we can turn around and curse God and blame God for all we want to and don't understand this and that, or why all these bad things keep happening to us. But that's what the world, that's what the enemy wants you to do. But God is love, and everything about him speaks love. It's this world that is evil. And if we just got to endure suffering and pain for this little bit of speck of a lifetime while this world exists, or while our lives should last on this world, then it's okay. Because what does it say in the good book? Count it all joy. Because none of this pain and suffering is going to compare to the joy and happiness that we're going to have once we get to heaven. And if this is all hell, because we are children of God, this is our hell. So we should be suffering because this is our hell. I'd rather take this hell than the hell that awaits for the ones who don't make it to heaven. So sometimes I have to remind myself when going through certain things, I've got to remember, you know what? This feels like hell, and you know what? Because this is your hell. And I'd rather take this hell. So, you know what? It does help a little bit to be like, you know what? Then it ain't so bad. Because could you imagine the hell that other people are going to face? The suffering and the pain that you go through on this world is nothing compared to the hell that most people are going to experience. So if you are a true child of God, and you know that your name is written down, and if you're suffering a lot of pain, which is going to happen, and this world just ain't doing you right, just remember, this is going to be your only hell. And that you can make it through it. And this pain and suffering that you are going through is worth the mere speck. Because this is in a blink of an eye. This life is going to come to an end. Either this world is going to come to an end, or you're going to die. Whichever one comes first. And this is a small amount, a mere speck, in what is called a lifetime of eternity. So just go to Christ. Hold on. Keep praying. Have peace in your mind, knowing that you belong to God and that you will overcome any and everything that this world is going to throw at you. And one day you will be called home.